So just being able to understand that, I appreciate this role that I'm in, because now I'm living proof that you can go through these ranks and have some success.
Yeah, because your career, junior college as well as playing at a 4-year institution right up the road, as a matter of fact.
Absolutely.
At UAD, your teammate as well, Moneyball, shout out to Desmond Ferguson, just had the world headquarters opening and whatnot. Yeah. Talk about that transition part where, you want to better talk to an athlete about starting at a junior college, potentially going on to a 4-year, but then talk about that life after basketball. You're a great model, you're a family man, you're doing great things in the community. Talk about what that transition is like, for those people to go through playing at a community college, 4-year, and being able to do something meaningful once they're done when the basketball stops bouncing.
Well, that's a conversation that I start in the recruiting process. So we talk, even though that's down the road, once they're done playing here, we talk about that early. Because
how receptive are they to that early on in the process?
Well, they're receptive to it because they have to understand that the reality of it is you have no choice but to be receptive to it. So when you get into basketball, you understand that even if you have the greatest career that you possibly can have, you'll probably be retired at 40, which is, as you and I know, it's a lot of life left.
Absolutely.
after 40 years old. So just first thing I try to do is surround my guys with role models. Not only good basketball coaches, but role models. So I had an opportunity to handpick my staff, and I got Ronald Booth, who's graduated with honors from Wayne State University. Will Pierce did the same. Both of them are educators. Both of them are teachers in the school system. I have Coach Ken Flowers on my staff as well. Absolutely. So, and all these three young men, these three men are great role models. They're family men. You'll never see them you'll never see them not represent Schoolcraft College or their families, and you'll never see them disrespect that us, I should say, so to speak. So just having them guys around, and then we're able to have those conversations outside of basketball. So I talk to our players all the time about the importance of education. They get a chance to see it because now you're in a space at junior college where if you're not eligible, you're not playing the next semester. So and then it's different from, I always have to tell the high school guys that it's different because as college coaches, we don't talk to advisors, we don't talk to teachers, we can't. Those are rules, and that's whether it's at a 2-year school or a 4-year school. Your coach cannot speak to a teacher on your behalf.
Coach, go hook that up for me.
That does not happen. So now, and because I don't stand on that anyway, I value education. Somebody the other day called me a lifelong learner because I'm always in school somewhere.
You have PhD aspirations.
Working
as well.
on that. Yep, working on that. But then I'm also working on my admin certification for the public school systems as well. So just getting them to understand that regardless of whatever you do, you're going to need your education, and the structure of high school and the foundation of college, it prepares you to, one, be a thinker, and then 2, learn how to work with different people in different environments. So now whether you want to take that on the entrepreneurial route, or you want to it puts you in a room where you can have conversations with major companies and do well for yourself working for somebody else.
So you really set them up for success. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
So here's the thing I'm thinking now. In talking to you, if I was a recruit watching you, I'd be like, wow. If I was a parent or a coach, I'd say, okay, this guy's really all about preparing these guys for life after basketball. It's about character, which are extremely important things. Take me through what it's going to be like playing as an Ocelot at Schoolcraft College. What kind of tempo, what kind of defenses, what's going to be the blueprint going forward for what helps you distinguish Schoolcraft College as a basketball team?
Well, the main thing is just going to be accountability. All the guys that I talk to, and I do appreciate, so me getting this job at Schoolcraft, I really had to reintroduce myself. I forgot that I had been at Wayne State for so long that a lot of people only know me as Wayne State assistant coach. Very few people, and the things that I've done in the community, it was always with Wayne State on my chest. So now I'm at a place where I had to reintroduce myself. So now I'm in a city, and I'm in a city in a different space, even outside of me putting on the Schoolcraft uniform or Schoolcraft gear. Just me being the kid from Finney High School that was always in the city, that worked camps for free, and that worked people out all the time, and you know that's always been my lane. You know what I'm saying. So so one, you just have to be accountable, because you know I don't really care how good you are if you're not accountable, you're going to get me beat.
What does accountability mean for you?
So accountability for me means being where you're supposed to be and putting forth the effort that you're supposed to put forth in value and education. And I always tell all the parents when they come in here, you won't have if you do what you're supposed to do in the classroom and you work your butt off on the court, you won't have a problem out of me. As soon as you violate any of those two things, we're going to have a conversation.
Yeah, I couldn't help but think about this part too. This could be the somewhat controversial part. You said parents. How do you manage parent expectations as a head coach?
Well, that's not a hard thing for me, because the players manage it. If you can't play, if you're not playing well, you're not playing well. My practices is always open. I'm not one of those guys that's saying a parent can't come in my gym. And most of the time when there's issues, it's because a parent doesn't really know what's going on. So I don't know what's going on. Coach told me one thing. I see a different thing on the court, but I'm really transparent. The
open
best
practices,
players,
you
you can come in, you can watch play, you can come to your son practice every day if you want to. I'm gonna treat him the same. I'm not gonna be any different because you're there. I always lead with respect anyway. So you know, I'm dealing with young men. I'll treat them as such. I'm not a coach that'll demean you. Now, if you're not playing well, I'll tell you that, and I'll tell you how to get better. But I'm not gonna demean you in a way to make you feel lesser than. Because my job is not only to correct you, but to help you improve, and then also to let you know when you're doing well. And that's the thing that I have to work on myself, because I'm so busy trying to fix things. Sometimes I forget to tell a young man that, you know, you did well today. You're playing hard. I can see the process. But just like anything, that's what, as far as dealing with parents, to answer your question, I don't really have those issues because I'm really transparent. They can come in the gym, and the best players are going to play. I never promise playing time. I don't care. I'll lose out on a few kids because of that, but I'm never going to promise you playing time. The best players are going to play. Just like I value anybody I sit across from, I value their game. Now, what you do with it, your dedication, your commitment, your hard work, how you respond to the information that's given to you, how you bring it in, all that stuff determines your playing time. Yeah,
there's a new piece along with the portal, along with post-COVID. We're dealing with NIL now. Yes. You know, and you being an entrepreneur as well with your great EJ signature brand as well. What does it mean to bring that part of the conversation in, where you have kids talking and having expectations for collectives, and you know, whether at your school or at another school, they just have this expectation. Like, what does that do to you being in this role as a head coach too?
Well, it's interesting because with the NIL, I mean the name, image, and likeness. With that, I thought that, and I might be wrong for this, or I might get in trouble for this, but I just thought it was poorly executed by the NCAA. I thought it was an opportunity I thought it was an escape for a lot of the negative things that came out of coaching and recruiting. So now, because finances was always a thing, now you want to spend it a little bit and then put something in place with very little structure. So there's no structure to it. So now you still can have a friend of the program offer somebody a $200,000 commercial, and they can accept it. But what it does is it removes the illegal recruitment piece from college sports. But what that does to the game is you have people playing for different reasons now. So, you know, there's young men that play, and because they have so many likes and so many followers, you know, they play for different reasons. So it can be monetary for them. But if monetary, you know, we understand that as college athletes, you need to be able to provide for yourself in some capacity.
Yeah.
So I think that the NCAA should provide some type of funding for them, and they did that with this thing I'll call cost of attendance. So players, even before the name, image, and likeness, players were getting some money because of the cost of attendance thing that started. So, but now I just really think it's because there's not a cap on it. There's a lot of businesses that can take advantage of student athletes. Sure. But then if you have somebody that know what they're doing, then it's a lot of student athletes that can make it lucrative for them. So if they talk about the Them players at LSU, they're getting so much money they don't even want to leave and go to the WNBA.
They want to go to the WNBA because
so I just think it's a dynamic that, one, you have to manage. Two, the parents should stay involved. If you have players that are getting these name, image, and likeness deals, or you have people pursuing them, you need to make sure that the parents get involved, because the scary part about it is they'll just send these companies, these businesses, these different entities, they'll just contact a young man or a young lady through Instagram or through any other social media outlet, and the parents won't know anything otherwise. So now if it's a young person that's just trying to live in that space and get the best form, it could be detrimental to them, because there's not really many parameters around.
Yeah, that's something we got to keep an eye on. Yeah. Well, we've touched on so many things, man, including you and your new role, really letting the community know what type of coach you are and what's going to be expected. Talked about mental health. With the time we have, is there anything else you want to share before we let you get out of here?
Yes, I do just want to talk about the, like I say, I think I got some pretty good recruits that I got coming in, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I do appreciate the fact that I've been really well received since I left Wayne State. So,
your name is good out here in these streets, though.
Yeah, but a lot of people, it was just because, I don't know if that's the reason behind it, but a lot of it had to do with where I was and not who I was,
Sure.
So now that I'm able to touch back down and still be myself and still interact with people like I always do, now they're seeing, oh, this is the guy that would, this particular thing. So I do just want to take this opportunity to thank those parents that still allowed me to talk to their student athletes and sit in front of them and have an opportunity to recruit their kid. I do appreciate that, and I do appreciate the city, yourself, and everybody else that's who welcomed me back with open arms. I enjoy this space I'm in, and I like doing this. We're building things from the ground up, so I've been putting a lot of focus in basketball, but as soon as I get this under control, I'll be right back in the community with the camps and shoe drives and things of that nature. I will be doing the shoe drive this year, this school year coming up. So and I'll maybe reach out to you and we can have a conversation just to get that out there, to have people get involved with it. And of course, I do appreciate my wife for always dealing with me and all the stuff I put her through. Got her running through the city all day and never at home, and I'm always at games or in somebody's gym. And
for the record, when we was putting it together, so I got to check with my wife in the schedule, and she's not too far away right now, smiling. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
But let me push back on something you said. Okay. Everything you've been saying has been good. You said that you had to realize that people looked at you and they almost saw Wayne State. I would argue Wayne State benefited from having you. Because again, I talk about us being in the community, your reputation, how you were received, and I think you're just a humble individual. Yeah, Wayne State, that was great. And that's a great institution, dude, but you added value to what was going on over there.
Appreciate that.
So I just want to go on record saying that, and I'm so happy that you're in a position to take all these great experience you have and see them evolve. And to be honest, man, you're the right man for the right time right now. With community colleges being a place where it's a different kind of athlete, you're probably going to set the new standard of what the expectations are going to be.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, it's been a great time talking. I'm great to have great friends like EJ here doing great things. Support Schoolcraft College, support this young man, and continue to support SPS. With that, Lindsay Haralson, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.